Yo, so Steve Nash is fired on his day off, you know what I'm saying, with the Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets look like they are now finalizing a deal with Ime Udoka. You know, the whole sex scandal thing with the Nia Long and all of that. And they bringing him in, rightfully so. It's a perfect move. But Malika Andrews, once again, got something to say about it with her hating self.
I want to bring Zach Lowe into this conversation now because it's not lost on me that Ime Udoka has done incredible things with the Boston Celtics. But it just seems like if we're having this conversation about Ime Udoka being hired by Brooklyn, where he was an assistant coach, accountability is the word I keep coming back to. Where is the accountability to women in the NBA? Zach, what do you make of this?
Woman is so delusional, it don't make no sense. She gone, you know what I'm saying? She can't stand black men. I'm gonna play a bunch of clips that's gonna tell you, that's gonna show you exactly what I'm saying. But listen, she's so mad, she bringing up women's, where's the accountability for women? For what? The relationship that they had was consensual. Where's the accountability on the woman? You keep trying to protect the women's identity. Her whole thing was protect the women's identity. You'd have a problem with Ime Udoka's identity being out there. And this woman consensually had sex and cheated on her husband as well, but you wanted her names to be protected? Why was she not suspended for a year like he was? You dig what I'm saying? Women don't want that half of it. You want to participate in doing what you're doing, but you don't want the other half of what comes with that. What comes with that is the scrutiny that Ime Udoka got, and it should come for this woman too. Now, it was reckless that the other women that were being speculated about were included in this whole thing, but that was the Boston Celtics' fault. They was the one that put out this whole story. So it was them that put out the story and then left the names out. And then you think people ain't going to speculate about it. And that's what Stephen A. Smith was saying. And then you got ESPN trying to do a whole Save Malika Andrews campaign with black men. Like, listen, we good on her. The black delegation is ready to trade her immediately, as Dave Chappelle said. You know what I'm saying? Get her out of here. Like, they did this whole thing where they got Ty Dolla Signs and DJ Mustard come on the show to did a whole intro song for him and everything, put the girl's name in the songs and all of that. It just looks goofy. And then they look even goofier because they turned into groupies for as soon as they got on the show. And then it shows you how disconnected she is. Anyway, when she introduced him, she don't even know his name. She introduced Ty Dolla Sign, then she said Mustard.
Incredibly special guests, Ty Dolla Sign and Mustard. And
my man's name is DJ Mustard. You so clueless and disconnected as far as the black male audience. They trying to bring black men on the show to pander to other hip-hoppity black young men to save your career, and you can't even get my man's name right. It just looks forced and goofy for me. I'm not going to play the song or nothing like that. The song was whack anyway. And then I'm just... it's just whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get into some clips. Let's get back into the old, in case you missed some of the old clips that she had to show her incredible disdain for black men. This her reporting on Adrian Payne, NBA star who died back in May.
Shifting gears, former Michigan State star Adrian Payne was shot and killed in Orlando, Florida, early Monday morning, the Orange County Sheriff's Office said. And Payne was the 15th pick by the Atlanta Hawks in 2014, played 4 seasons in the NBA with multiple teams. In 2018, he was waived by the Magic after he was named in a report by ESPN's Outside the Lines that he'd been involved in an alleged assault at Michigan State in 2010. No charges were filed in that case.
So this man just dies, shot and killed, and your first order of business is to bring up a 2010 incident in which he was cleared of all charges from, accused of sex. Mind you, he was cut by the Orlando Magic and had to go play overseas after that because no other team would pick him up. And another thing you did not mention is that he died protecting a black woman, right? He went to go break up a fight. His girlfriend had a girl, and her girl and her boyfriend always fighting. He went over there to mediate the situation, and the boyfriend shot him. Went over there to keep this dude from putting hands on the girl and got shot, but you ain't report that though. But then you still throw his name all through the dirt the day after he died. And here's another video of when Joemizzulla was being recruited to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics after Ime Udoka had been exited. And here she goes again bringing up the past.
Woj, you reported that Joemizzulla will be the interim head coach here. You can see his resume on your screen. He's been a Celtics assistant coach the last 3 seasons after spending the previous 3 seasons at Fairmount State. And he played for West Virginia between 2006 and 2011, and now could become the NBA's youngest head coach at 34 years old. And we'd be remiss not to also mention that Missoula was arrested twice at West Virginia, once in 2008 for underage drinking and aggravated assault. He pled guilty, paid a fine, and then again in 2009 for domestic battery after an incident at Morgantown Bar. The domestic battery case never went to trial. It was settled in August of 2009. He paid a $100 fine and court costs, plus had to do 40 hours of community service. Now, that was 13 years ago. He settled and paid both fines. So, Woj, why are the Celtics choosing him as their next head coach?
Domestic battery and underage drinking? Are you stupid? You are stupid. I'm going to repeat that again and say that you are stupid. You are more stupid than I thought you were. Malika Andrews is so pretty in the face, but so dumb in the mind to think that it would be relevant to bring up that Joemizzulla, the interim head coach of the Boston Celtics, as a grown man, 34-year-old grown man, it would be relevant to bring up something that happened so long ago. Underage drink. He's 34. You're bringing up underage drinking? Are you stupid? You are stupid. And then the charge after that, it was like none of the charges were proven, but it just shows you the lengths that she will go to undermine black men in powerful positions. It's just really crazy to think how comfortable she has gotten with this and how freely she can speak upon things like this without being reprimanded. And she showed this when she spoke on Stephen A. Smith's show, because she went on his show like it was hers. You know what I'm saying? Back when the Udoka conversation was happening, she went on his show like it was hers and expressed that she did not feel comfortable outing the women's identity in this whole situation because it was being speculated upon, which was the fault of the Boston Celtics, might I add. And she just thought it shouldn't be a thing, even though she didn't have a problem discussing Ime Udoka's situation and his identity and what he was going through and his family and his children and this, that, and that. She didn't have a problem discussing any of that. But when it came to the women, oh, now it's a problem. The women that were being implicated in this consensual sex act, they shouldn't be mentioned. Like, I don't understand. I'm going to give you a clip of her trying to check Stephen A. Smith on his show.
The fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one.
Why are we not here to further implicate the women that had something to do with this situation? I don't understand. Ime Udoka is implicated, so the woman should be implicated. Like, women too often want to be able to do what they want to do. They want to throw their box around for 30 years, you know what I'm saying? Stripping and doing all this, giving their box to every time Dick and Harry. But then when a man comes along and doesn't want to marry them because they threw their box around and got 4 kids, you know, then it's the man's fault. Why would you not marry me? Why you don't want to marry a single mother? You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be able to have a baby with a bum baby father and not realize the fact that they were one of the 2 people that laid down and had unprotected sex. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to take their half of the responsibility. And all I'm saying is own up to yours. We got to own up to ours, own up to yours. It is what it is. I don't know why you hate black men so much, Malika Andrews, but we are part of your audience. You got to deal with us. And you're going to have to do it better than slandering black men's name every chance you get. Be a professional. Tell me what you think and what you don't think. This is your boy P. Camp. Put something in the comments for your boy.